and of development. The question asks, how will Liberia be reconciled with self-division, divisive, and destructive politics?
Let me address this. My response may not go down because Dario who campaigned against private jet, use of private jet against President William. A lot of publicly apologize to President. We did not understand the extent and the reason and the justification for using private jet.
What troubles me is to hear a sitting president, Joseph Baka, and his men to try the country apart. We are a post-conflict nation. Our peace is fragile. What we need to do is to reconcile and bring our people together, not to separate us, not to divide us, not to destroy this country anymore.
How can Liberians decide on progressiveness and think on how they can build and develop their country? How can 178 country build capacity of young Liberians and create job opportunity and enable the Liberian citizens to live a better life? To answer these questions plus many more, John K. Oke and Princess Elessa Vanche from Monday to Thursday at 4 p.m. to 6 p.m. for the program Freedom Hub, for the most informative talk show that brings the real issue without fear to the Liberian people on Freedom FM 87.9. Freedom Communication brings to you Freedom Hub. Freedom Hub, a 2-hour informative forum where key issues are discussed to shape the destiny of our country positively.
The same allegation of corruption, there are multiple cases where current officials of the government are being alleged to be involved with corruption. Why not subject them to the same treatment? If Master Kimia can be good enough to go to prison on allegation of corruption, I mean, Moda should be good enough to go to prison as well.
This is to me, you know exactly what happened up Capitol. You have the evidence to prove what happened up Capitol beyond all reasonable doubt. So we do not have to keep running in circles. Investigation is now a single day. The government of Liberia is an interest. It's a party in this case.
There's part of the many challenges in Liberia: poor education, jobless, and underdevelopment. The question asks, how will Liberia be reconciled with self-division, divisive, and destructive politics?
Let me address this private jet issue. My response may not go down well. Dario who campaigned against private jet, using private jet against President William. I want to publicly apologize to President. We did not understand the context and the reasons and the justification for using private jet.
What troubles me is Joseph and his men to try to tear our country apart. We are a post-conflict nation. Our peace is fragile. What we need to do is to reconcile and bring our people together, not to separate us, not to divide us, not to destroy this country anymore.
How can Liberians decide on progressiveness and think on how they can build and develop their country? How can 178 years old country build capacity of young Liberians and create job opportunity and enable the Liberian citizens to live a better life? To answer these questions plus John K. Oke and Princess Elessa Vanche from Monday to Thursday at 4 p.m. to 6 p.m. for the program Freedom Hub, for the most informative talk show that brings the real issue without fear to the Liberian people on Freedom FM 87.9.
Guess what? Come up here. It's a rescue. I just wanna question the rescue. When I give him the nobody want them, you say you get the rescue. Let me ask you, it's a rescue. The people they're not like you. You say you coming to rescue your people. Oh, that's what you trust. You be claims so you be the hero on your experience. But why you trust? So why the rest now stay? No job, you want to take. No just a volleyball. Once you not get no money, rest that you your kids get go. No opportunity for you. Still don't help people. Property on you. Tell me why they people put you for. You treating the people like you know it's a rescue. I just wanna ask you one question that will you be the rescue? When I give him the people what they want, then you say you be the rescue. Let me ask you, it's a rescue. The people they're not like you. You say I change things, but we not seeing changes. Promise that you really know your rescue team. We not seeing changes. You really hope on everybody into two. CDC and Unity Party they can't conclude. You downsizing, you wish haunting. Down the top of the happy people suffering. You downsizing, you wish haunting. Down the top of the happy people suffering. Tell me who you better give the rescue now. You and your rescue team. I say, oh, it's a rescue. I just wanna ask you one question. Now who you give the rescue? Not giving the people what they want. Then you say you give the rescue. Let me ask you, it's the rescue. Not like you. People suffering, you downsizing, you wish haunting. Now when they come out, you people suffering. Tell me who you rather give the rescue now. You and your rescue team. I said, oh, it's a rescue. I just wanna ask you one question. Now who you give the rescue? You're not giving the people what they want. Then you say you give the rescue. Let me ask you, it's a rescue. The people they're not like you. When people suffering, you dance fast, you wish haunting. Now when you're that body, when people suffering. Tell me who you rather give the rescue now. You and your rescue team. I said, oh, it's a rescue. I just wanna ask you one question. Now who you give the rescue? I give him the people what they want. Then you say you give the rescue. Let me ask you, it's a rescue. The people they're not like you. I said,
Okay, good afternoon, good morning, good evening, and a pleasant welcome to Freedom Hub on 87.9. This is the official voice of Freedom Communications Incorporated. My name is Khan Oliver Khan, Princess Alexa Vanja Kali, and I, Jerome Roosevelt, my able lieutenant, are presently seated on this wonderful Tuesday afternoon in the nation's capital, Monrovia. There are too many things happening in the Republic of Liberia. On today, we saw partisans and supporters of the Congress for Democratic Change sending caveat to the Ministry of Information the deputy minister are warning him from insulting or saying demeaning things about the political leader of the Congress for Democratic Change. On today, several stars of the CDC were basically saying caveat, social media caveat to the deputy minister, Minister Daniel Sando. Some of them said, Daniel Sando, do not insult President Weah, or else we're going to retaliate and do same to your boss man. At the end of the day, it became very, 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 very critical, very tense. But again, that's the political climate in our country. It is getting hotter. One politician said, if you cannot stand the heat, don't go closer to the kitchen. Still into politics, the Honorable D. Maxwell Sarkimia. The Honorable Ambassador D. Maxwell Sarkimia of the Movement for Economic Empowerment was able to make some donation to a CDC Bon County chapter. Some items including motorbikes, rice, and a generator plus others. Motorade. The Liberian Council of Churches, the Liberia Council of Churches, the mother body for Christianity in Liberia. During the course of the week, the beginning of the week on Sunday at the Fokeklon General Family Church, pay a courtesy visit to former President George Weah and informed President Weah that they were interested in having him involved with a peace initiative in the country. The visits ahead of May 14. The visits ahead of May 14, the National Unification Day. According to Reverend Toll from the Liberian Council of Churches, he made it clear that the visit by the LCC representative was intended to tell President Weah and his entourage that they will want him to be involved in the peace building initiative of the country. They will want him to get involved in the reconciliation of the Republic of Liberia. That particular call has been received with mixed reaction from Liberians across the globe. Some Liberians have a dissenting opinion towards the matter. We're going to talk more. We're going to talk all right here on 87.9. These plus many other different conversations will form the basis of today's edition on 87.9. We will take a break. When we come back, we'll bring you Crime Stoppers Liberia. After which, we're going to be running deeply into the issues making the news in the Republic. Remember, all of you, the cash giveaway people, you can remember the code *255 *1# is the code. The more you play, the better your chances are. Beginning this month, we're going to be rolling out new promotional packages via the cash giveaway, and there will be a lot of prizes given out. We're going to be introducing rice bicycles for small children. We're going to be introducing television. There's going to be a lot of different prizes, both cash and material prizes, right here on the People's Radio. Too many things to talk about. Until then, let's take a break to be right back on the People's platform.
Make a peace for them before. Someone like Liberia, on the second to interior house. We also just for all of us.
Crime Stopper Liberia is a community crime fighting partner. Don't take the law into your own hands. Remember, if you see a crime, report it. This is a message from your own self, Old Man Sam Sion.
stop. People bringing safety to your door. Stop. There's nothing wrong for all of
Crime Stopper Liberia is a community crime fighting partner. Don't take the law into your own hands. Remember, if you see a crime, report it. This is a message from your old man Sam Sion.
Start getting gasoline coupon. You are saving time and getting free gas just for being a new customer. It is extra value for your money. SAR Insurance is committed to protecting you across Liberia from Brusky, Nsinko, Todwala, Buchanan, and Kansas City. We are there for you. Drive with confidence, knowing you are bad. Buy a name trusted by the central bank. Get your relief today. WhatsApp us at
0770 38 1293
0771 504645. Free calls on Orange 0771 111222 or Blue Star 7223. Star Auto Express. No stress, no waiting, just simple, fast delivery.
Okay, so welcome back to the program Freedom Hub on 87.9. My name is Kai. Alexa is here. Jerome also here. Gentlemen and lady. Yep. Good afternoon.
Yes, we are here again, and sometimes when you get home, sleep well, have an obligation to attend to the next day, 4 to 6. Yes, welcome.
Okay.
So I'm here again today. I hope you guys are seeing me.
Well
Okay.
dressed.
Stop.
Very, very, very beautifully dressed.
Yeah,
I'm here
the
today.
other dress code you can add it within your resume or your CV.
And we have a lot to talk about today. Yesterday, oh my God, it was a fiery day. And most of the things said, I think it was all the social media. My boss kept going back and forth. I like to see that side of him every now and then.
Oh no.
Yeah,
I'm very
I love it.
Nobody can try me.
And yesterday, he told you guys he is cool, rebel.
Oh no.
So do not be surprised when you listen to him talk about all these, different things happening. But we have a lot to talk about today.
Please, are you guys getting us? Are you guys getting
Please
us?
let us
Please
know.
let us know if you're getting us. Somebody is saying no
Chris,
sound.
also please work on the sound. If you can listen to it.
Yeah,
just
please,
to be
please,
sure.
please. Are you guys getting us? If you're getting us on live, let us know. I know the radio is okay. Okay, yeah, I think we're good.
So check your phone, Stanley.
So Stanley, please check your
Yeah,
telephone
check your
because
phone.
we are loud. We are loud and clear online. We are loud and clear online.
But today we have a lot more.
Too many things to talk about.
Oh, interesting ones.
Yep. So the first news is that Ambassador D. Mazak Sakimia made some contributions to CDC Bond County chapter. Made some contributions to the chapter ahead of the 2029, preparatory, stages. So he's a member of MOVE.
I'm a political
As a
party.
matter of fact, oh, MOVE is a political party. Oh, Alessa says she's a member of MOVE.
I didn't,
I'm
I
shocked.
didn't say that.
Yeah, that's what Alessa said.
I'm
I'm
not.
shocked.
No.
No, but
Let me tell you something.
we can go and we can play the
We're
recording.
not going back. I'm not a member.
No, but the people heard you.
But I
But now today you
so
declare your
much,
support.
no, I so much admire Ambassador D. Maxwell Sakemea.
Okay, you so much admire Ambassador
course.
D. Master
I do.
Sakimea.
So-
He is
so-
a lawyer.
Let her talk.
I admire him for his loyalty.
Oh, he's
Yes.
he's very loyal.
He is very loyal.
Okay.
And he doesn't care about the different comments that are going to come at him, because every now and then you see him, if he's going to tell you this is where I stand, that's where he stands, and you're going to see that in his actions, you're going to see that in his words. So I really admire that so much about him, and maybe in the future I'll join when I'm done with the radio.
Okay.
Maybe I'm going to
You officially join.
Maybe.
Oh, wow. So Ambassador Kimia will soon have a new
And I general.
party member,
Yeah, and I come in there just as a member or a new position.
vice chair for
For Women Affair?
No, special
What?
branding.
Okay.
vice chair
branding.
for special burning.
Yeah,
That's more orange we'll see all in the country. So orange design. but he was able to make some contribution to a CDC Bond County chapter, and somebody would say, "Why CDC?" I mean,
That's amazing.
he was supposed to be making contribution to
See the thing I'm talking about is loyalty and
his own
support.
party.
yeah to move in Watica, but his party participated in the 2023
Yeah,
elections.
the coalition he was in.
Interestingly, he did not put up a presidential candidate. So I think they are still committed to the CDC coalition, meaning they still see President Ware as the arrowhead of their vision. The vision of MOVE is aligning with the vision of President Ware and his Congress for Democratic Change. And so I think Ambassador Kimia decided, look, since we are fronting for the same goal,
We have the same goal.
so we're going to be, supporting the main machine, which is the Congress for Democratic Change.
And if the period of election comes, we can still go and tell the National Elections Commission,
what's up?
that we are part of the same process.
Oh yeah.
So you see his
Yeah.
loyalty is shown all through and through. This is what we're talking about. So you see what I'm talking about.
They say women are all wrong.
No. Look at it here. Because one would say, I think I have to go to my own political party headquarters and give them a few bags of rice and this and that.
Yeah.
But he was, compassionate enough
Mhm.
to have thought about the coalition and how the goals, align so much. So why don't I just give these things to, CDC party headquarters out of Monserrado?
Okay.
Because we won't.
So another situation in the country right now has to do with President Ware. You remember what's happening? Yeah.
Yeah.
President Ware is fire up. The man WhatsApp, his WhatsApp page is overly active. Can you read what he posted a couple of minutes ago? Any of you?
So what he said was just a minute.
Mhm.
Just a minute.
But before you read, I think all over part. No, Joe, we are the power. All over are the part two. The group.
So the former president said, "You said I can't speak well, and I'm very dull,
Mhm.
but you respond to everything that I say,
Okay.
which you claim not to understand. So you and I, who is really dull and foolish." See,
Agu?
sir?
Wow.
Now the area-
The man reminds me of the war. You know what they say? Is it? I won't say it's
Yes,
well, the
you're
man
right.
can just say more time. You won't know.
All I did, he went on story say,
So-
who
so-
let the dogs out?
So
Yeah.
so Peter, I mean, read again what he said, because I read it prior to the show, but I was like, anyway, President Weah is a crewman, so I'm not surprised. But let me read from your phone.
You gotta hold like this.
Yeah, this is what he said. Oh, I thought you screenshot the thing I was saying.
Yeah, just read it. thing.
That business.
My voice went-
so
Nothing.
so
They can have nothing.
so he said. No, I think I gotta read it from different angle, man. And screenshot it and send it to me. Yep, please screenshot it and send it to me.
My voice it really put me on the spot. And I don't like that for you, yeah?
Yep,
For real.
yep. So
Okay, here is it.
okay. So this is what he said. He said, "You said I can't speak well, and I'm very dull, but you respond to everything that I see, which you claim not to understand. So you and I, who is really dull and foolish?" Eh? You say I can speak good.
And you don't understand the
You
things
say I
I'm
dull.
saying, you know?
So, but if I am dull, I'm not supposed to say something that you will be able to understand it.
Exactly.
So if I say whatever I say that you consider, not
Rubbish.
rubbish or so
How
forth,
do you respond to it?
why are you responding to rubbish when you cannot understand what rubbish is?
Yeah.
So you and I,
Now, who done?
are who foolish?
Hey, that's a serious question, though.
We got a testimony to take President. We are from a
Oh,
holy.
no, he needs his phone at this point in time.
I know people who out there
Uh-huh.
who have said, "Oh, the making thought he just sitting."
Oh, yeah, it's crazy.
Look, you have to understand this person. He has something to protect.
Okay.
He has something. President Weah loves Liberia to the extent that he keeps that on his chest. So to even like give it or say, because everything he says, trust me, people will go by it.
It's all on the social media
Yeah.
now with the blogs.
So
and stuff like
it's
that.
also it's a shame, Princess and Oliver, that the government will continue to chase President Weah on whatever he says.
Mhm.
Because You are not voted to be running behind president. What you say today, or what you say yesterday. You were voted to perform.
Mhm.
You were voted to give what the people wanted.
Good.
You have an obligation, and that obligation is to deliver. You can't be in a labor room to deliver and you still fighting for parasite with someone else. No. So it is a shame for me, but it is good. I think the battlefield it has begun, and well, we are in it.
And more to come because I'm sure.
I think you're enjoying it, Princess.
Of course.
So what I think is happening is that you see, we're going to jump to the other topics very soon. What I think is happening is the fact that President Weir is becoming I think he is having it up here.
He is fed up.
You can
bit by
push
bit.
somebody through the wall.
Yeah. I think he's fed up. He's fed up. You know, there had been a lot of time people would normally, say all kinds of things, about him. He will be quiet. Oh, President, we don't want to talk. President, I've been in the country. He won't talk. He won't do the one. He won't do that one. Sometimes it's good to allow these leaders to be naturally in their own abode. But when you keep bothering them whole day, and somebody say even the toothless animal, when you keep running behind it, it will turn around and attempt to bite you. If it can bite you, it will pinch you. It will do something to vent the anger. You have to keep pushing the man. If that man grow out of something that you will not be able to control in the country, it will be on you to carry. So I think the best thing is you go have a press briefing as a government, speak to the substance, talk about the issues confronting the country, and that's it. Instead of being so childish and demeaning in your utterances, especially when those utterances are connected to the former president, you don't want to do that because his team is so big. The last time one small get to the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, one small get former journalist. She has a whole good reputation in the media landscape, especially the Capitol building. Those who know her very well know what's up. They know what I'm talking about. I don't want to go into the details.
Yeah, please do not.
Yep. They know what's up. They know her. She said something about President. We are receiving cards and other stuff, and I was one of the persons who responded because I know President Weir very well. I'm a consultant. Yeah, to the media operations of
official spokesperson of
the former president. I ain't told that one. So we know what we know. President Bouaka has not given one car tire. The car tire, the spare tire. He has not given one single car tire to President Weir. So to have seen a foreign minister, an assistant minister of foreign affairs, coming up to the public, in some countries you will resign.
Yeah.
Because that's lying.
Yeah, lying.
A lie is prohibited, to be done by a public official. One car tire, Joe Bouaka ain't go to President Weir yet, and President Weir ain't need it. He's not begging for cars. And not Joe Bouaka who was sick and nobody could carry in the hospital. Hello?
Yeah.
President Bouaka was sick in the country. More than have money to better casa, they couldn't carry in the hospital. We weren't giving her money. We weren't giving him teaching UMU when the children are failing and pay the school fee back.
Yeah.
No, but having money.
No.
The stage. All about that kind of money.
Mm-hmm. No, so what happens is that
they could chip in.
They could chip in. So that could bring something a 5K, we're going to bring something a 10K. But I'm going to be bringing this. Don't cancel the independent way. They ain't power. They don't cancel the representative. What was Canada? They were in UP. All of them they were in UP. They were making money. Making money to have. They were making some money around. More to get some money. Even from the CUC government, so many to be tipping or giving him some money, they would have rallied around him to get him some money. But it could not happen, and so forth. So look, we said instead of you making a lot of noise, come up with your evidence.
And that's what we expected today.
Come up with your evidence.
Yeah,
the Ministry of Information should have come up with information. Look, you know what? This is the paperwork. We have given this to President Weir and so forth. And look, let me say this: the provision of vehicles of former president and other things, the law is very clear. The former presidents are entitled to, how you call this thing, their pension. Mm-hmm. That one is legal. If any current government want back from president car, it is up to the current administration. Any current government won't send former president or former vice president to hospital, it left with the goodness of that current president. There is nothing written in the law that says when the former vice president sick or former president sick, he must carry in the hospital.
And you said something. You wrote something very,
Oh yeah,
very important.
there's nothing, nothing that says that. So you have a lot of people who are saying, okay, you know what, president, we are carrying to out of the hospital, but the country money you use, a part of President Baka immunity as former vice president. I'm like, you in Greenwood, look like you see something here. I mean, that's what I mean.
So why you got Judy Bryan as
Because so that's why I was asking the Unity Partisans who are, look, it is not a good thing to be very ungrateful. We understand that, you know, I mean, doing good should be a charitable situation, but when the person to whom the good is being done is not appreciated, sometimes it is good to remind them that I was not forced to do anything for you. I did it because I was passionate. But for you to be rubbing it in my face, making it appear like I didn't know what I was doing, that I was so foolish to have done this for you, then I have to remind you. That I did not do it because I was foolish. I did it because I felt sorry for you. You were so devastated. You were sorrowful. You were I mean, dejected. You know, deplorable condition. You know, I had to go and rescue because God told me to do so. But because you know, so the point is, if taking care of former president and carrying them to the hospital was a part of former presidential immunities and vice presidential immunities and so forth, why didn't Joe Baka, who was the sitting vice president of the country, why didn't he do the same thing to Moses Blah? Yeah, and Judy Bryan. Moses Blah was the person who had just exited the vice presidency.
Yeah, the constitutional level.
Yeah, constitutional level, electoral level, because Judy Bryan had one last year. But the most immediate elected vice president, you know, or whatever, not elected, but constitutional stuff.
Yeah.
The most immediate was Moses Blah. His most immediate predecessor from the constitutional angle, not the interim stuff, was Moses Blah. Moses Blah died of JFK. There's no rest in peace. And the Black family listening. Joe Parker was presiding over 2.34 million budget in this country. He could not put Moses Blah in common airplane to carry in Ghana. I don't say America, what president we are carrying. Right here in Ghana, he could not carry. You know, Judy Bryan, the man who left his business in Nigeria and said, look, you know what? I will return to Liberia to become the interim president. Because they had gone to Vanishama. Vanishama said, no, if I become interim president, I will now get a chance to contest with my Liberian Action Party because I want a longer one. I don't want a short term one.
I want the time where I know I would die.
Yeah, you know,
2 years.
Yeah, Ellen Johnson said, no, I want a long one. And I want. So people like Judy Bryan were the ones willing to say, look, you know why? I will make my way. I will go there. I was sitting and do stuff. And guess what? Judy Bryan died in the country. Died here. Joe Baka was vice president. You could not provide that assistance to Judy Bryan to travel to go for medical treatment. You could not provide it. You were sitting vice president. You would have taken the telephone call by the and say, hey, mom, maybe you busy too much with other presidential issues. And that's why the vice president is there to assist the president where applicable, where necessary. It means normally the president will call you first before you go. You have your right to propose suggestions to the president. What you can do is to demand or order the president around. But you can go and talk to the president, you know, and say, I think there was a need, I would do this and that. You sat here as vice president. You should be passing a convoy from the hall, the Capitol building, passing my Judy Bryan, Moses Blah, JFK. Former leaders, you sat in the dial right here. And these are people who did not even have political ambition to contest against him. Moses Blah he didn't want to become president in the country. Judy Bryan didn't want to become any elected president in this country. They were never political party leaders. They were former leaders in our country who needed the general's, you know, intervention by the sitting government. Pape Baka sat here, they could not do anything. President Weah was under no obligation. And let me say this, to take Joe Baka to America, there was no constitutional obligation for that. You're receiving a pension money. You are receiving a pension money. To take in the hospital, to assign Joseph Tar with him and carrying the hospital, you know, get a pay the 6,000 and other different money what they've been given, flying to Rhode Island for all of the treatment. That was not part of any form of vice presidential immunity. No, it was not part of it. President, we are taught to do it because number one, Joe Baka's son, Jojo Baka, is a friend to President Weah. Oh no, those of you who do not know him here today, Jojo Bwaka is a friend to President Weah. So when Pop fell off, he was the one who pick up the telephone out there and call President Weah. The people that they play my papa and I understand anything. The papa father, he talking, he doing nothing, he's shaking. President Weah said, "Oh, but hold on, let me do something." You know, you got any data? He said, "Yeah, hold on, I got data friend to put him in there." He said, "Well, get passport prepared." You know, I'll call one of my other officials of government. I'll go get on Brussels plane and fly out of the country and carry the people to the hospital and get some money and did that. He was not on an obligation to do it. No, he was not on an obligation to do it. And that would take us into the first topic. With this whole council of calling for reconciliation and all other stuff, right? It would take us to the first topic. President Weah was never under such obligation to have done what he did for President Baka. No, he wasn't under obligation. As a matter of fact, they were paying President Baka his pension money. By law, they were paying him.
The amount you call 86,000.
I said initial.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying now. It's even doubling what he was getting.
The pension?
Yeah, for a month. Because they will not just dash the pension money to you. So I'm just saying.
Yeah, when you check it out, about 3 years of the pension money. So it was never an entitlement. He was, if he was entitled to it, then why didn't he give the state entitlement benefit to Judy Bryant and the late Musa Blah?
Yeah.
The both of them, the late Bryant and Blah, why didn't he, Joe Baka, as the sitting vice president, the head of the Liberian Senate, and the head of the group of 77 and all other stuff, why he couldn't do it?
So the 2005 to the entitlement for his mother death?
That was no entitlement. Yeah, Costa said the reason money girl he ain't it. And so I mean that was a different political issue.
No, that is the same contribution. That is the same good. That is the same good.
Wait.
Uh-huh.
So I remember, wow, how time flies. I remember the first time I ever sat in a space when Oliver Ryan was at the Old Freedom Building.
Mm-hmm.
And at that time, it was a discussion about Costa raising funds to return what George Weah had given to
Baka.
Exactly for his medical, whatever.
Good.
And that was the first time I sat on Freedom Hub, by the way. I think that was 2020.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And at that time, I didn't really understand clearly. I knew some of the different discussions surrounding, the thing about the hospital bill and this, that. But being here today and hearing Oliver talk about this again, it just brings back fresh memories. So what happened to the money that was raised?
Costa said he hit it. Yeah.
What do you mean? So he felt like he wanted to actually pay that money back because maybe the former president was talking about it and this and that. So he just said, "Let me just pay your money so you can forget what me is." So what happened to that particular money?
Let me tell you, Princess.
Because that was like a couple years back.
You see, when you want to pay money back in government, it's common and easy. If you want to pay money, maybe they give you money to your colleagues in government and you do not want that money because of your character. In the morning, you wake up, you go to the central bank.
You go
to the central bank, you go get the money they give you.
Receive.
Pay
to the
that's your reliance.
Pay to the consolidated account.
You see our what his name? Our former lad, they don't say you are giving 5,000, carry the money to the central bank. They don't do it. He said he won't force the money on one woman.
It is not possible. So I just want to make that clear. But again, I would like to say there are people who have compassion. There are people who have kindness.
Yeah.
And out of the kindness and compassion of their own heart, they're going to say, "Hey, I'm going to help this person," whether you're my enemy or whether we don't see eye to eye, because you have compassion.
Yeah.
And maybe before you've always made a commitment to help people who are in need, whether they've said the worst things about you. And I see that in George Weah, the former president.
Mm-hmm.
I see that in him. So it was never about Joseph Boakai is my opponent. Politically, this is the only person that will go, head to head in a general election and this and that. But because he has kindness and he has compassion, I think that's one of the reasons he did what he did. And also, people are saying, or some people are saying, "Oh, you do good. What are you talking about it?" I know a couple of people have helped. And I know a couple of people Oliver has helped.
Mm-hmm.
We didn't go anywhere to broadcast, the kindness and things. But based on the thing in the book, you talk about, we have to share the news some kind of way. So you're talking the kind of thing about me. Remember the other day about you, I pay your way, or I did this and this. So I think that's the same thing that's happening. This man, they didn't come here publicly before to say, "Oh, I did this for Joseph Boakai, the former vice president." No, it started when his Joseph Boakai's
Side.
exactly
Mhm.
his supporters or his followers started to throw jabs.
Even he himself.
When it started exactly when it started to say one or two things that were not really okay to George Weah, saying all sort of things about him, he was not quite into maybe because this is political, so we need to talk about it the political way.
But the money, the Messi, they didn't finish for the Messi thing. He came
Yeah.
from
So
US. The day he arrived, he said he's supposed to remove the man. And you expect the man to
yes,
just say, and
that's
trust,
where I was coming.
and
Yes.
trust me, Princess, George Weah is the only human being on earth or in Liberia should not complain after doing good.
Let me tell you something.
Yes.
Huh?
So because
But do you know some people can take people from one country, they bring them in Morovia or any part of the country, they bring them in Morovia, send them to school. When that person starts to misbehave, so people can say, "I told you from church."
from the gutters, that's what we say.
Even the God that
Yeah.
made us,
Take you from the
even
gutters
the
and now
God that
you're
made
here
us,
acting
God
like
can remind people on the things He did, where He took them from.
see?
So, like I said, George Weah is the only human being on earth or in Liberia that when he complains about people behavior towards his good,
It becomes
it
another
becomes
problem.
a
So,
problem.
and it's unfair because some of the people who are saying, "Oh no, you can't do it," and talk about it, if you check them Google,
But what I say,
even coaches the Bible, somebody the personal speak on it. Wonder you, I can jump by you, coaches, and you
yeah,
never speak to me. You know what I mean, right?
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
so one way,
you see that one? The other day, she was like anything. Now she the one carry my name all around.
yeah.
These are things that happen.
So if you want to show some level of ungratefulness, someone want to remind you that hey, you're ungrateful, you're an ingrate
Yeah.
because I did this and that for you, and now you see me as
As an enemy.
exactly. So I think that's exactly what happened.
And
So
President, we are a soldier president, right? And we can defend that any day because myself, all of our princes would do the same because
yeah,
life is give and take. If you do
yeah,
not reciprocate, then you stand for maybe you want to be enemy, so you go tell people, I will tell my own.
That's right.
Yeah,
yeah.
I will tell my own. When I start people talking my own.
Okay, so let's move to the first topic, and I think the prelude to this conversation is going to give rise to the first conversation, the first main topic rather. So on Sunday we were at the unveiling ceremony of the new structure,
Mhm.
you know that was built by the CEO of Kings FM. So Kings FM moved from Central Town to
Please, bro.
Baptist Seminary. So at the unveiling program, there was a Thanksgiving service at the Fokaklon Church. During the service, an official of the Liberian Council of Church what didn't happen? I didn't know it. To inform them that the members of the Council of Churches, will be having some kind of prayer and reconciliation program for the nation. So they were inviting President Weah to come there. In fact, they invited his church choir to administer on that day. So they went there to him. They recognized his peaceful nature, and they said it was a good thing that they went there to invite him to be part of the peace and reconciliation of the country. Jerome, it's over to you.
To get a clear picture of this, I think I would appreciate if Princess was to read stuff that coincide with this and give a strong foundation so the audience
Did you
can know.
just send that?
Yeah, so the audience can know because it squarely talks about where we heading, especially based on this topic.
Mhm.
They're going to open it, and I think it's good for it because it's what the former president is
It's,
saying.
it is very long, except that
No, there are some main stuff there. It's
Mhm.
not too
It's kind of like
so she will have to go for the
yeah.
for the key points.
Yeah.
You know, because I remember President Weah had meeting with the United Nations.
yeah.
At
Yeah.
his,
So when the point I'm making,
Mhm.
when the Council of Churches
Mhm.
wanting a reconciliatory meeting
Mhm.
between the two presidents, I don't know, but when the other party is complaining that I was in the airspace of Liberia.
So I'm going to help you. I'm going to help you. So it says, during the meeting between President Weah and the UN representatives in Liberia, President Weah cited government's blatant disregard for the Supreme Court rulings and what he described as executive overreach on matters involving different branches of government, including the illegal removal of Speaker Jonathan Fernandes Kofa. He also informed the UN delegation about politically driven arrests and persecutions of former officials of his administration, the removal of tenure positions, police brutality against ordinary citizens, and a general disregard for fundamental rights, all of which he said pose a serious threat to peace and security. The former Liberian president further recounted a dangerous incident in 2024 when the aircraft he was traveling on was denied landing permission at the Rabos International Airport while already in Liberia airspace, describing it as a threat to his life and the lives of his entourage on board. He stated that the United Nations and its various organizations, as well as other regional and continental bodies, are vested guarantors of Liberia's peace and security. He called on the international community to consider these transgressions as early warnings of an erosion of the progress the country has made in peace, security, and democracy. For her part, Madame Classy, accompanied by Liberia's Special Representative to the United Nations, Ambassador Louise Brown, said the mission was to engage with a wide range of national stakeholders to assess Liberia's peace and nation-building process, as well as social cohesion and national reconciliation.
Okay.
That's it.
Okay, yeah, thank you. Thank you so much. So my point is, 2024, the former president is in the sky, in the space of Liberia. The current government of the Republic of Liberia ordered that he do not land because where he was to land, it was an executive, place that only belongs to the sitting president Bwaka. What evil is that? How can we describe this? Now, this is 2024. We are in 2026. So 2 years. Calculate, folks. 365 days times 2. Where were the people who are heirs? What did they say? Everybody now sees that Bwaka is violating the laws and they want to add neutral. No. We have a saying in Liberia that says, when they turn the iron hard, I think you can bend it. You can't threaten a former president's life because the resting place of any human being position is in the sky. Let the man learn. If you have your place, you can advise the message, former president or Mr. Weah or Mr. Footballer, hey, next time don't bring your plane on this side. You should be the plane should be directed on the other end. In case the man had died, God forbid, what would the people say? Especially the people who are writing or wanting this meeting. For me, I think when people understand the sounds of guns, you give it to them. When they understand the sound of peace, you give it to them. Because you started, when nobody can push somebody through the wall. The person will bounce back. The person will bounce back. Just 2023, the National Elections Commission didn't give a result constitutionally. It was President Weah who took a telephone to say, Bwaka, with our calculation here, you have won the election. That alone. But presumably, Bwaka is still contemplating on all of the things that were being said during the election. So he keeps that as a grudge, forgetting to know that this was the person who saved his life. So for me, I just do not want to, buy into this. However, Bwaka decides to drive his car, let Bwaka drive his car. The only thing we can promise our people, the Council of Churches, the Liberian people, our foreign partners, that nobody will stop or whatsoever temper with the votes of our people. Nobody. Whatever the Unity Party people want to do, let them do it in the confines of the 6 years. You're chasing people out of tenure position when you were the same Bwaka who sat as vice president, president of the Senate. And today, the same law you signed, all of those tenure positions, Bwaka signature there. But today, he violates, chasing people. The other day when he took power, he said, oh, he will investigate the NSA. A man who has 45 years experience didn't know that you can't do what you wanted to do. So, Princess, you can take it from the end, but let us drive the car the way the car is going.
Okay, so Oliver was there. He was present when Kings FM had to do the rebrand.
Yeah. When it comes to churches,
So you were
went there.
there when the council of churches, was it one person or
One
the
person, one
entire-
reverend.
or reverend had gone to represent the entire organization. And I'm sorry to all of you. And I think we've had this conversation before that we're not against pastors, bishops, reverends who are independent in their, thoughts, or independent, especially when it comes to national issues and when anything has to do with our political climate in this country. There are some of the bishops or pastors who will speak to things as they are. So we don't have issues with those people. We have always had problems with the current members of the Council of Churches. And it's because we have seen their hypocrisy, we have seen their contradicting, character, that they do not see what's happening, or rather, they have decided to turn a blind eye to what's happening in this country. Because I remember when we had George Weah here, every now and then we had different press releases. We had people from the Council of Churches talking about what was happening in the country, which is not a bad thing. But one would say, if you want to be straight to the point, do that regardless of who is in power. Do that regardless of who is the president, whether it is George Weah, Ellen Johnson, or Joseph Boakai. But we have not seen the Council of Churches that we saw a few years back when Joseph Boakai was not yet Liberia's president. Now to the point. After Joseph Boakai was sworn into office officially as Liberia's president, I think one of the first recommendations, everyone talked about that, it was reconciliation. That was one of the first things we talked about here on this platform. Not on one occasion. No, we said that countless times. Countless times we said that the country needs to be reconciled, and it is upon the president of this country, the leader. You are the national leader, so you need to reach out to different political figures, not just George Weah, but you need to reach out to different personalities to be able to reconcile the country, because everyone has their followers politically. And if the country is divided, if everyone sees that this country is divided and they see that someone is going against their political leader, whether it is Alexander Cummings, his supporters will feel some type of way. They want to go against the government of the day. So to some extent, they will also want to protect their very political leader. And the same goes for George Weah, it goes for the other political parties we have in this country. So that was always about reconciliation is the best way forward. So when and while we're calling for reconciliation, national reconciliation, I thought that the Council of Churches, the members, would have also lifted that conversation. They would have lifted that, because this is about the country. George Weah is no longer president, and no one is above Liberia at all. So whether George Weah is here or not, this country needs to be reconciled, and you don't expect George Weah to, be all around the place saying, "Oh, I don't want the peace ambassador, and I need to reconcile the country." But one of the things he did that was the sign of reconciliation, given that we had history around our neighboring countries, from Guinea, Sierra Leone, all these different places. He without the election results be announced officially, he was the first person to say, "Oh yeah, I accept the result," and this, that. To me, that was the first step to say, I have accepted I'm no longer president. And at this point, I think the country needs to get together. Even though his supporters were not happy, his supporters were, feeling so sad and everything else, the emotions were high, he still did what he did. So today, at this point in time, because we're in May, and that's where the hypocrisy comes in. Because we're in May, you have someone from the Council of Churches going, where the former president is or was, saying we're extending an invitation to you because you need to come around. We want to reconcile the country. That doesn't make sense to me. I'm sorry if I'm sounding this way. It doesn't make sense to me because you people saw all the things that happened in this country. George, we have complained this government to the UN, and he talked about the 10 youth positions, which was read by Oliver. He talked about the illegal removal of Fonanti Kofa. So we have seen all these things, and also talked about the fact that he was stopped at the airport. And these are not things that these are not things that are spiritual. These are things that happened. These are things that people saw. We have records, the videos, the audios, all these things. Different radio stations play these things. They played all these things back in the day, and we're in 2026. So if you think that reconciliation is something that is how do I say it? How do I say it? There's a word I want to use. This thing is not ceremonial.
It's not.
Thank you.
Fine.
It is not ceremonial. Okay, reconciliation is not ceremonial. Joseph Boakai, the president, had a whole national reconciliation thing. We talked about it where they said they were reburying people and they invited this. It was not a holistic thing. It was not holy. It was not solely based on the fact that you really want to reconcile this country. They just invited their different friends and their colleagues, and that was that. It was like a click thing. So that was not national reconciliation. Because we're in May, and May 14th is underway, so you have the how do we guys say Unification Day? Right. So now these people are saying, "Hey, we want the former president to come so we can reconcile the country." After May 14th, what happens next? The country remains divided. The country remains a blue, green, red, or whatever color country. It doesn't stop there. So this is not something that you have to make a ceremony out of, because it means you're not honest about national reconciliation. The person you should reach out to now to talk about these things is the current president, Joseph Boakai. President Boakai is the one in power. He has what it takes. I don't know if he has what it takes, but it is upon him, please, it is upon him at this point to reconcile this country because he is the leader. And it is not just about extending invitation to just the George Weah. You have different political leaders in this country. The other day, Coleman talked about nothing has changed, and you saw exactly how the people went ahead, his own view. And just, I think this morning, Clarence Monuba said something again, and one of the ministers at the Ministry of Information said something about they don't listen to someone who doesn't have huge percentage. So how do you reconcile the country when you have your officials, the people you appointed, the people who are indirectly or directly employed by Liberians, making all these statements that do not represent the country? How do you repair our internal image before going to international? It doesn't make sense to me. Okay, it doesn't make sense to me. Reconciliation is good, but again, it is on you. After May 14th, we're done with it. So the Council of Churches, I think you guys need to go back, on your table, whatever table you have, whether the iron table or the wood table, I don't know. We need to go back and personally recognize that some of the things you do, they're all hypocritical, and sometimes you guys contradict yourselves. Okay, because with everything you didn't make some of the statements, you know that when you when you disrespect the Constitution, for English, it's not correct. Just all the things that happened here. At that time, you talk about reconciliation. And at the same Council of Churches also gave a word to Richard. So you see, how do you talk about national reconciliation when Reggie Kun was there puppeting as the speaker, when you still had Fonanti Kofa as the Speaker of the House of Representatives, and you have written Fonanti in fact, then you say for the sake of peace, that leader thing you can. And Fonanti said no, and I want no award, we're not making you Fonanti, so I'm not coming nowhere for any award. You guys still went ahead. You put it was a national, I don't know how you guys termed it, but it was about fasting and praying or special something you guys did. You did that and you honored Reggie. Do you call that reconciliation? So you're setting a Council of Churches up in honor money our reconciliation in the country too. So you guys need to reconcile yourselves as members. You guys need to go back to the core value of the Council of Churches way back, maybe before I was even born. You know you're being in the country for years. And I even woman. Yeah. Yeah, I understand what reconciliation means. I understand how it should be done. Yeah. Don't joke with me. Okay. So y'all go to the president and tell the president what you need to say to the president. This is not a George Weah thing. This is not an Alexander B. Cummings thing. This is not a Clarence Motoba thing. No, it should be a national call across this country. It should not be done simply because you have Mayfield. Mayfield is here every year. And to some extent, it is useless because you're celebrating Unification Day and the whole country is divided. You see that on social media. You see that in different churches. You see that in different organizations. There are people who don't speak to their neighbors because their neighbors are from the blue camp or from this camp. And it is all based on what happened and how these people have continuously governed this country. So please go back to President Buakai and talk to him about it. Also reconcile yourselves as members of the Council of Churches. Sorry, I've said it.
Okay, so I don't even know where to start, but I sure know exactly where to handle it. Maybe you want to go do that before we can get in trouble again. Now let me say this to our people. I was in church and the guest preacher who preached on Sunday, he made reference of the story in the Holy Bible. The story that talks about King Solomon, the two ladies, and the innocent baby. One of the ladies said, "Let the baby die." She said, "Let the baby die because the child was not her child." She didn't care about the feelings of the child because that's not her child. She wanted the child to be killed because the child was not her personal child. Another lady said, "Let the child live." She pleaded with King Solomon to let the child live because that child was her child. She gave birth to the child. She labored for this child. She did a lot. She sacrificed. She went through labor pain to birth that child. And so while the other lady was there yelling, "Let's get the child divided. Give me one side, give you one side," the real mother who went through pain said, "Let the child live." The man of God went on to say, in the context of Liberia, when President Bouakai wanted the Liberian presidency, he told the world over that if anything had happened to his results, if anything had happened to those who voted for him and the Buia administration decided to cheat, that would have been the end of Liberia. That would have been the death of the child. The child would be killed. Joe Bouakai said the child will be killed. Apparently, he said the child will be killed because he did not labor for this child. Because when the child was sick during 1990 war, when the child was in destitution with social rebels in the country, breaking down the child bones, fighting war, bombing all of the infrastructure, he was not around to nurse the wounds of the child like George Weah did when he returned from Italy, accepted to become a peace ambassador for UN and disarm children. The pastor made all of those points. And he said in 2023, there were calls to have the child killed. But for the sake of the love President Weah had for this child and still have for this child, he said, "Let the child live. I will call the woman who said we will kill the child and tell her, take the child. I know the child is not yours.
I know you got no intention for the child. I know you are not the one who gave birth to the child. In fact, you do not want this child. You are only agitating because you wanted to create a scene so that we can fight to death and kill this child. You will be happy because the child is not your child, because you don't love the child. So I will allow you to take this child from King Solomon. If the child grows up tomorrow, the child will still come back. It will be better that the child will survive now. The child will not die. And I can get the child back in the future than for us to kill the child today and will not have the chance to get the child anymore. So take the child. President Weah gave the Liberian presidency to Joe Walker. He's in charge of the child. The pastor went on to say, even though the lady who had the child got victory in King Solomon's court, Jerome and Alexa, the lady who knew the child was not for her, the lady who had bad intention for the child, the lady who wanted to kill the child, the original mother said, no, man, we're not killing the child. Take the child. You win. I'm not contesting ownership of the child with you anymore. Although I know that you were the one who slept on your baby died, and you think your baby was my baby, and for which you want to kill my baby, I will not do it. Although I knew that your stuff ballot in Nima County, but I'm not going to call for recount, because if I do so, this child will die. Although I know that the late Senator Prince Johnson took single barrels, Jeremiah Cohn took single barrels, deprive electoral workers in Nima County from going to places to put devil outside and pool watchers could not access their pooling assignment. I know. You slept on this baby in Nima. The same manner of people that voted in the first round are the same people that voted in the second round, the first time in the history of any electoral population. I know you slept on the child in Nima, and the child died. Your child died, you slept on it. But I will not allow you to kill this little baby that is alive because you killed your own child. So you will take the child. The man of God said, although this lady was granted victory, but she was still not happy. She was not happy because the child she was taking was not her child. Imagine taking care of a child that you did not give birth to. You are not happy because whatever you do, that child is still not your child because you were not prepared for that child. Your real child died. Your real time you had was between 2005 to 2017. You squandered that opportunity. You lied down on the child. You killed the child. So the child you taking from 2023 to 2029, you are only holding the child because you fought, you made strong more, you kill your own child, you squander your own opportunity, and you are dumping in the other person's opportunity, to steal the child away. They gave you the child, you're still not happy. So the man of God asked question, why are you the victorious person in this place and you're so vexed? How come you win the case in King Solomon's court and you are still vexed? How come you won the national elections in 2023 and you are still angry? You are still ruling and leading the country in anger. That was the man of God, Samuel. That was the man of God, Samuel. How come you became the president? How come you became the government in charge of the country, and yet and still every single thing you are doing it in anger? Leading the country in anger. Government addressing the press, they're angry. President responding to citizens, he's ticking them off. Ghana making new land. You're in America, you're living good life. Donald Trump coming for you. Every day, everything you're saying in anger. You are dismissing people from government, removing them from government payroll in anger. Dismissing civil servants in anger. Your own supporters are asking you why would they not get jobs from the whole job distribution. You say they did not go to school, they're empty, they did not get qualification, they got just everything in anger. Back to the Council of Churches. And I'm going to go end on this one in a few minutes and we'll go take call. I also resigned from the radio business. Maybe in the next 2 years. Maybe the next 3 years. Maybe as God may decide. And part of the reason I want to do so is because I want to have some time to do some stuff that I may not be able to do while serving as a political talk show host. But I swear to anything
including my traditional values in the Nyambo land in People's Southern District. If I was part of the first 3 human beings that President Weah can consult in this country, the Council of Churches, they would never enter my church. Jerome, Alexa, and fellow Liberians, listen to me. If I if I had that proximate power in the first 3 human being President Weah can listen to, the Council of Churches men would not enter my church. If you are to enter, they're not talking nothing. They mean they come to worship, then they go back home. But to come tell me about reconciliation, if I was in the first 3, I'll tell Mr. President, sorry to say, but I'm going to put that people on the outside. I went to the microphone when I'm here, you should not talk. Because they are cowards. They are hypocrites. They're a bunch of deceptive individuals. They got jobs on the different boards of the different state-owned enterprises and public corporations. They have been paid by the Liberian people money. They are fake. They are hypocritical. These are the kind of people that saw Jesus, that Judah Akarazin. Fake people. Where were you guys when Liberians lost their jobs in this country? Not because they were not qualified, but because of the timeline in which they were appointed. Somebody went to the Ministry of State and said, because you guys were appointed between 2018 to 2023, it means you should not be in government. Although you are Liberian, although some of you are Unity partisans, maybe your boyfriend was a citizen and there was an opportunity in the office, he said, oh, come work. But because of the timeline you got appointed at that ministry, they sack you. Even if you were a Unity partisan, you were sacked. The Council of Churches sat here. When trained members of the Executive Protection Service, the EPS, they sat here when EPS soldiers and agents were being illegally, unlawfully dismissed from the post. Men and women who are trained to handle guns. Men and women whose responsibility it is to provide protection for VIPs, detect external and internal threat, to neutralize it, and in the most extreme circumstances, to repel any immediate unforeseen threat. That's the ability they have. If you are making open fire in 3 seconds, you can open your gun and start firing. That the policeman will be telling you around how to open the guns when you know it. The EPMA is trained in under 3 seconds to open your gun and fire. You dismiss 450 of them. The Council of Churches members sat in this country. They were running behind Sekou Dukle to post some of them on the board of the MPA. They were chasing Emma Toy to be on the board of LPRC. They were running to money captain to post some of them on the board of LEC. They were jumping around looking for money, looking for honorary positions of the different state-owned enterprises board members, seeking to be board members. They did not care that Liberian mothers and fathers were being sent home for political reasons. They were being made homeless, jobless. When you make over 200, 300, 400 people jobless, you are contributing to the insecurity of the country. These are men who were trained to handle guns. And you take the man's job. Are you not encouraging him to run into armed robbery? He took an oath to protect his country. And you swept the bread out of his mouth. Pastor sat here. Instead of behaving like Esther or Ruth in the Bible, to speak to leaders and bring them to order, they were running after crumbs. The president of the Council of Churches, what a public name from Providence Baptist Church, you see him sinking in the chair, if he said God's name. To come give message quickly. You feel so mesmerized. No, you hear that about singing? I was at Ambassador Kimia's mother funeral. When you hear that about singing, you feel say God just saying, go bless the people's heart. He's charismatic. I like that part of him. He was there. Yeah, though I walked through the shadow of death. They ain't matching the people. But he was there. Just in bold position. Just in bold position in government. When citizens of Liberia were being deprived of their employment, the Constitution says
every single Liberian citizen is entitled to equal opportunity for employment, regardless of their age, their creed, their religion, their tribal, and whatever diversity. When you sack people because you perceive that they are unity partisans, you have constitutionally transgressed against them. When you dismiss people because you think they are seditious, you have constitutionally transgressed against them. Summer Reeves then sat in this country. An illegal removal process was on. The certain legitimate speaker at the time, the Honorable Councillor Jonathan Funatikova, was being illegally removed from his position. Instead of going to Richard Coon to tell him you are constitutionally transgressing, even after a Supreme Court opinion, they didn't do it. They went to the Bishop of Monrovia, the Council of Monrovia in the Cali church, because the Council is a Cali. Wanted to be and talk to him, to keep quiet, son, and tell him to lead the thing, to lead the people thing, for the sake of thing or sake of peace. Pastors know who is wrong. Instead of going to the man who is wrong, the man who is illegally holding the country hostage, they thought to go and talk to the man who was on the side of the law. Jesus Christ would never negotiate and talk and go talk to the people who no, he will not do that. He will speak the truth. He will speak the truth. You saw those who were transgressing against the law. You didn't go advise them. The man who was sitting up quietly, people came and conspired, went to RLJ, do plenty of woman Bennett, drink enough alcohol. The one who can smoke, they smoke the hell. Every day they smoke, they do woman Bennett, they drinking you, they come out, coming up here, they do one what they call. You did all of the stuff. You sat here as men of God, supposed to be men of God, rather. You didn't say a word. And after everything became, after everything was over, when the legitimate speaker decided to say, look, you know what, I cannot continue, to fight these people. They are bent on disregarding the Constitution. They are bent on disregarding the law, so I will resign. When he finally decided to resign, what's the time? Okay, I got 5 more minutes. When he decided to resign, what did we see happen? Alexa Jerome, the very council of churches that could not intervene, that could not tell Richard Coon that you are not the speaker, that could not tell him that, hey, my man, you say you are the speaker, why are you resigning to recontest? That could not muster the courage to speak senses into those who were constitutionally transgressing. This same council of churches, my former bishop is a member of it, Bishop Samba Kwai. He was the one, Samba Kwai was one of the men who was at the church. They were there singing all kind of hymns and honoring Richard Nambeku, who had just got through violating and desecrating the Constitution of our country. What kind of men and women do we have in this country? We say they are men and women of God. God for God in heaven's sake. No God for yourself. No God for yourself. And I say this and I'll say it again.
That's the moral lesson of the day.
If I have the chance to be in the first 3 individuals, amongst the 3 individuals who have presumed power to President Weah, the day we see Council of Churches letter with tear on live camera.
Sorry.
We will tear you on live camera. They don't have the moral grounds. They are compromised. Look, a Nigerian proverb says, an elder who sits in his chair visibly in the presence, an elder who is present and is watching the nanny goat give birth to the small goat while still on rope should be stripped off the elder title. What am I saying? Any old person who's sitting in the chair and looking at the goat giving birth to the other small goat baby then, but the goat take a rope on his neck, and that elder can wake up from the chair and go take the rope from all the nanny goat next to Ali. When he push in, he'll push free. They say that elder, we must take elder title from him. When you are 86 years, we move to 80 and maybe 6 years old, because all that years in had no sense there. What use is it for them to be called reverends, pastors, bishops? And they said in the country, immorality, disregard for constitutional order is the order of the day. They remain quiet.
Because when you talk Amateur, remove you from the board of LPRC. When they try to say good, they will fire them from the board of Freeport. And today, May 14 is around the corner. They are dispatching their delegates to go to President Weah and go tell him, oh, my man, you know, you are a peace ambassador. You been keeping the baby alive. No, black you pick up. We got message for you. Jerome already started, but we got message for you. We who know President Weah, we who are supporting him, we who will continue to support him, President Weah try best. They're keeping the peace. The last time President Weah not keep the peace at 2023.
It's not one person.
And I'm saying it to you. You're not one man responsible to keep the peace in this country. Let us war go forth. The first and the last time, the very last time President Weah kept the peace and will ever keep the peace of this country at 2023. That time passed. Between now to 2029, the peace of this country will be the general responsibility of every single Liberian. When you take it upon yourself to misuse governmental power and intimidate citizens, when you take money from motorcyclists and you refuse to grant them access to places they were supposed to fly, for which you took their money, you have transgressed. It is evil. When you brutalize peaceful citizens, when you confiscate their market, when you send city police officers to beat hungry people who are suffering, who are trying to make life, you are instituting policies that are detrimental to the survivability of the people. When you do these things and the people get angry, they go to election, they vote you out. Boy, oh boy. Follow the electoral process. Concede when you lost. On an attempt to want to force your will on the Liberian people when you lost their trust and confidence through the democratic process at the ballot box. And to think you can continue to keep forcing yourself on them, the peace of this country will not be in the hands of President Weah to keep, because he himself will not have a say in that process. Oh no, I can say that to you for clear fact. He has done well. He left Madam Clara Marie Weah that country. He left the Oma very young. At the time President Weah won his world best title, it was around 1995, right? Around 1990, he was in his prime. It was when he used to puff fastest everywhere people together in Jordan and in school. It was the time he started making money. It was the time they saw him out on the feet from character. Those students are finishing because the white people medicine started treating it. Oh no, he labor Boston, you are bright. I mean, labor red. You know, man, we are very young. You too, you are very young. Small. He had all of the time to have stayed with a family in Europe and enjoy his life. Flew to this country on multiple occasions. Under the sound of guns, he will come here and sit with soldiers, sit with rebels, interact with children, encourage them to disarm, to stop fighting war that he did not commit. I mean, he did not support. To stop destroying the country. To stop a war that he did not start. When Joe Baca then were defense force, citizen defense force, or Lower County, Lower defense force, they were playing football. But he was forced to come to this country to disarm people who Joe Baca then get gun to fight. He played a part. When he contested in 2005 with all of the reports of electoral fraud, for the sake of peace, he said, let the country live. He played a part in 2005. When Joe Baca and Manasari needed a second term at all costs, and took the all-male soldiers in ERU clothes and ERU soldiers in the same ERU clothes to the CDC compound and gunned down seditions November 7th, a bloody day. When people died, people got injured. When people cheering lost, till today they can't see them. He accepted in 2011 for the sake of peace. He won in 2017 because the mandate was overwhelming. In 2023, when there were justifiable reasons to call for recount, to use incumbency, he looked it up. He said, no, for the sake of peace, we will continue to live, let the people win. Because they have the numbers. From what we see, we will not contest anything, let them win. What else do you want from the woman, council of churches? He has played his part to keep the peace of this country. If John we are one of the African leaders on this continent, the country not peaceful, Alexa. From 2005, they said with his popularity, if he was now a peaceful man, the country gone. But that peaceful nature, it ended 2023. Instead of y'all running Jamaica Resort, running to Okekon to be asking for peace, go and tell the custodian of peace. The president of any country is the custodian of the peace of that country. Go to President Baka and tell him. Tell him to ease the political tension in the country. He is a major contributor to the instability, the growing insecurity, the growing division that continues to permeate the corridors of our society. He is a contributing factor. President Weah did not take office in 2018. I remember in January of 2018, President Weah drove his Mercedes-Benz, went to Joe Baka house, just 2-3 feet, 2-3 minutes from your house in rehab, went there, get a big gift, gave you some money, pay courtesy visit. Today's date. Till today's date. There is nothing seen from President Baka. Nothing. Nothing seen from him. Oh, when May coming, then the president remember say, oh, you gotta do reconciliation. They find some money and give it to the council of church pastor, and they pass it around. They still go. No. If I was closer to President Weah in a circle, I see any council of church member around him. If I would not allow enter the gate, to see her through the camera, could tell the security, so you tell her to go back. Yeah, you're telling to go back. Yeah, go back. Because it is fake. It's very fake. What kind of people are these? What kind of people are these? The kind of things are happening to this country. If President Weah would have been the president today, every day, people are going to be having press conference. Every day, Samuel Reed are going to be having press conference. Every day, Samuel Kwa going to be going from one Methodist church to the other, preaching. The last time I go visit MF Billy, you were there preaching. Father God, 3 missing boys. The president of my back camera. That girl come on here say the 3 missing boys, they go getting water in Bowman. The Methodist bishop was to MF Billy in Stephen Tubber. I woke up, when I did not preaching, I woke up, I go in my car, I went home. No, I'm being honest.
Were you angry?
I was angry. I was angry that my bishop at the time, I left the church now. I was angry that my bishop decided to talk about 3 missing boys that he did not investigate, that he knew nothing about. Today, Gregor Como is now reporting that the report that was made by Patrick Studio, the investigation that was done, is accurate. That don't you know when they were swimming, there are eyewitnesses to confirm that they got drowned in the water and no body part was missing. Some quite included those 3 missing boys in his member. At MF Billy United Methodist, at the time I was still a Methodist member. A United Methodist member, rather. You hear me? Today, I wish you could go to some of the Methodist church and tell them, say the same way I preached the last time Joel was president, I will lie because of the real truth out.
But even the people, they fail to believe what Greg told them because they want to believe what they want to believe. They say what they want to hear.
No, a man of God will realize that I wrong before, I must correct it. And they will not do it. They will not do it. And so, look, I don't trust these people. I swear, I become president of the country, I will dissolve the council of churches. No, I can have a presidential decree. I don't. They are fake. Don't minute. They are fake. Say anything you want to say. The road to heaven ain't passing to their horses. The road to heaven ain't passing to their horses. You check yourself. The prayer can be really moral. I don't say before going heaven.
They say so, Pastor. Then when you take Daniel's story for them, they can preach again. You are only Daniel's story.
But at the end of the day, the last message before we go to our lines and take our caller, the pastor them will go look for the people who causing division in the country.
You're going to the wrong space.
When you're looking for reconciliation, go to the person who beating the war drum. Go to the person who beating the confusion drum. And now the person who said not quiet.
Will supply you, Papa.
When you see two person one fire, and that's the person who you can see what they passing around looking for steak. The person who you see passing around looking for steak, looking for trouble. Yeah, y'all want me a piece? Yeah, the person y'all go home. The person who passing with trouble who around looking for trouble. The person, thank you. The person who looking for trouble. When they don't want me a piece, the person y'all go home. Because the other person just sitting and quietly. That didn't mean passing around quietly. You know what passing around? I will chop them one today. I will do the one today. I will do the one today. Thank you. Unprovoked. The man who sitting and quietly. That ain't going to say, oh, man, do the thing. The man who passing around quietly, causing trouble. The man who going quietly, do all the problem. You're leaving. They are going to. He comes to charge a minute. I say, you know, thank God I can be visiting president. We have to one time a month. You must say, I will let you come back. But if I can be around, hold it. A plenty noise will happen. If I'm going to be around, if I'm going to be around every day, so now you send me.
You don't take it.
So then you send me. Yeah, my man, who else comes to cheese? Comes to cheese. We go talk to them. Oh, Chino, don't worry, I'll talk to you. Busy, I'll go talk to them. If I were a shop and we are saying, I'll talk to them nice. I'm going to say, what you can do? You're rehab here, you cross the road. Yeah, that is in rehab here, you cross the road. You go down there, the focus on noise. That down there, they can just call, go take any position.
What's the foundation?
The well. That down there, that across the road, that they can sit down and take what any position. That across that they can sit down and break people once and say, go on, making new land. That down there, they can sit down and go in the Solomon people river, the Makona river. They want to give me that kind of, they want to settle the case. Give him yourself on our land. I don't know, I'm going to go talk to you. You don't talk to us. You don't talk to us. And that's what I would have said. But again, that's what we have. I don't know if President will honor it. If you will not honor it, well, let me say this to you. All the your peace in 2029 election, you're not part of it. If we go to election, President, we got 2. You know, nobody got 3. President, we are a stranger, he will call and say congratulations. If President, we got 4, you know, nobody got 3. I'll call all the media. I will do press conference. I'll preside over that press conference. Okay, we'll preside over that press conference. We'll call the press, the general of the press, the political leader of the CDC, political leader, the press. Our results from the 16 countries, 15 countries today, we get 4, UP get 2. And so, we want to congratulate our people on our results. The Electoral Commission stamp is proving that we have won the election. So we're waiting for the election commission to declare. We asked all citizens to do everything quietly in the committee. I had a national election commission. We finish declaring nothing. We're waiting for waiting. We do. We do or whoever there. Anything they want to do, we'll be waiting for them. Anything on the contrary, they go to our phone. Get our body. Then God comes to a church. They already start knowing they are not welcome to certain places. They will not go there because nobody will listen.
But why would you want
nobody will listen?
Someone who being provoked?
You said your whole day, the people them best behaving, disregarding the rules, following the constitution, running the country. Do you know what it means to instruct the Supreme Court? Do you know what it means? To disregard the Supreme Court? The other for the family go call an associate justice, King Jules Soccer.
Anything about all those things.
Disregarding every single law. President yet. I mean, the president will go in sack. Take your position, hold up. You see? Just sacking everybody.
We have to song for that.
And you're sitting here, you're not even talking.
We have to song for that.
Then when you're ready, you can say peace. The man who are in the shovel and one boss the other man, you're not going to talk to him. You go in to take the shovel from him. The man who's taking that fire that he in Hamaki. You know that was Tesh. I swear to God, when our birthday party, I was going to talk.
So who have to say you don't get testimony?
Me? In the chat? The next time. The next time will happen. Yeah. Yeah, the next time. The next time you happen again, I'll tell you, if I will add a story, catch me. Yeah. Quick, before we go take calls.
I think they want, obviously, and this is my own opinion.
Quick, before we go take calls.
I think they want their special account to be added with this program to say,
Yes.
you see, we did this. So when president, we are at 10 after the
That's an
program,
achievement.
we did well and say, ask.
But we're pressing behind the same president. We were not at 10.
No,
No,
but
you don't
with
need the
this kind
president,
of
it's not
response,
going
with
to
that kind of response,
You were not at 10.
I have seen the president.
You were not. No, you were not at 10.
Yes, that's about the
Yeah,
difference,
hypocrites.
right? Because you're going to see, there are people you're going to see, you're going to see their energy.
Yeah.
That is not a good energy.
You take 365 days. You know,
in 2026.
to do your man.
Yeah.
And I one day you say you want to talk.
Right now.
And I hear Unity Party folks say President Bwaka has reached out to political leaders.
We are the political.
I come in
So I rule, yeah. Then I
Yeah,
want
I
that one
come
day
in.
you want to go out of your group.
I come in and say he reached out to other political leaders. Only President we are. So what he get in Bwaka here when he wanted to he start misbehaving. Amen.
The first thing, President Bwaka should talk to his Ministry of Information because they're helping to divide the country every day. One of our main statements is
What you need to hope I make control what you're trying to.
No, he has control.
He doesn't.
He
The
does.
manager doing that.
He does.
Bwaka, now you get
He is sanctioning it. Why
He has control.
Why the minute can ride a car and choke in the river? You know?
He has
They know what they're
control,
doing.
right? Remember when Fatima was doing one or two things at the time where she and Moriah and her they were in, right? And Mr. President, I don't know what gathering that was, but he was like, he doesn't like rude children. He's not rude, right? But you have someone else saying, I am Joseph Yuma Bwaka's daughter. You know what I mean? I don't know how to sound like her, but she was saying all these quasi people. And his ministers were also there responding back and forth. So he knows what's happening.
And so, Council of Churches, I use the prayer Council of Cooks for somebody to say, I'm going to slow down here.
I didn't want to go, you know?
But I think I got to reactivate that name.
Well, let yourself for now.
Council of Churches. If you can't go to the man who in the trouble won't cause confusion, don't go to the man who sitting there quietly.
You want help, get it. We're not taking nothing.
Yeah,
So,
don't do it.
You know?
That's adding insult to injury. We'll take a break. When we come back, we go to the lines and take calls on 87.9.
Good riddance.
From the center to interior, keeping us safe, stopping crime for all of us.
Crime Stopper Liberia is your community crime fighting partner. Don't take the law into your own hands. Remember, if you see a crime, report it. This is a message from your own self, Old Man Sam Sion.
Okay, Crime Stoppers Liberia. Open Simpson, Chief Executive Director of Crime Stoppers Liberia. 086 500 104 0776 104 104. The WhatsApp number is +231 86 500 104. These are the numbers to join the conversation. Let's go to the first person. Hello, how are you? How you doing? Quickly.
Morning, good afternoon, good evening, KOK and Alexa, and also my Sunday. Thank you for the topic on discussion. KOK, you see, these people in churches of council or wedding. These people, they get some of us who go to church.
You see it?
These people making me, I'm not saying some of us, me, I need a great paper. I'm calling right now for
Go ahead.
Me, I will not go to church. I will do my thing in my horse. Not on and that. You play football or somebody will get see. Blesses you every day. People have churches all around in the country. They're not doing the will of God. They are council of crooks. That's who they are. Don't take that one. That's who they are.
Thank you.
Every person that we have a vote of a peace. We have done well.
You're tired with the peace now. Now the time to keep the peace. Thank you very much. Thank you. We leave you right there. Let's talk to the other person. Go ahead. 1 minute. How are you?
Hello, Bessie.
Go ahead, man. Bessie, let's hear you.
Yeah, come to the church. I want to say, they in the country, I want to die in the side. 1 year with some man now. What up? What's up, Billy? The Steve and Seattle beauty. The boss is mad though. 1 year. And we got Baga packet here. You want to get your packet? Maravia. Now, my message for you. That's what I do sell our I do sell our there. You sell our there. Anytime I want to see your country, I'll pay your time. Thank you.
Okay, we'll leave you right there, man. Best, let's talk to the other person quickly. 1 minute. Go ahead.
Queen Johnson is a killer. I was a young woman, Josh. Like DJ, she got no kind of ability to what to comment. Thank you. To the point, Council of General School President Baka to reconcile this country. Where is President Baka that fighting the peace every day? President Baka take over the rule of them violated. President Baka take over the people that put in there. He said you're going to get an rescue there. But then on the other side, he try to head there. He got to eat and day. I got it's an achievement. And the people that food to eat their hungry. Because the Baka who is getting that job. There's no job again. He just put that on the street making taking them from the street, and we don't know what they are going to do. That they promise that will get a better life. They take them from the street. They don't need them making better money to feed their home and their children. So when the Baka should be on the reconcile the country, we have reconciled it. I want to say, you go ahead. You don't want peace. So when the Baka is not want peace. So he's the one that will recognize initiate peace.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you very much. We'll leave it right there. Man City is on the line. Go ahead, Man City. Let's hear you.
IDK.
We're good.
No, I want Gappy all there. I want no Gappy.
Yeah.
I myself, I get it. Okay. Because we are not too bad, they should not get before you drink it, right? I said you all friends with the person. We are 4 people dog. Oh, when black guys for all dogs and party in the school table, when you start to stand and some those dogs, when you bring it up, and you stand there, yes, and we're asking who the dog you're talking to. And I enter up when they were getting on that they met speaking contest. That's about that English word. They were speaking contest in their contest. And we not go to school, and you were taking parable. So then we asked them to tell you who let it go out, and you ask him, who you calling dog? So I told them, okay, that's what I said. They were speaking patois. They were speaking in the Holy Spirit. They were speaking a good song. He was not calling for us around here. He was speaking in the Holy Spirit, and the song we are leading. So how you say calling for us around here? What kind of peace they want to say, okay? Well, yes, yes, they nobody talk about peace. Everything was bubbling, even fire. Bring that to God here. Because they wanted power. When they want to see the crew, they want to do this. Never tell anybody. They say, we'll do X, Y, Z. When they want peace now, they want peace because God has power. They never for people that don't hear. He was there, you put all of this. They refuse.
Thank you very much, Man City. We'll leave you right there. Let's talk to the other president. Hello, how are you? How you doing? Quickly, no time.
Thank you so much. But let me tell you something. We have no problem with anybody. The people they need to go this way are the people who have the support, the people they took job from, the people they kill. We are eating every day. He do what he wants to do. We are don't have problem with it. Like people they have problem with that we are. So they shouldn't do the council churches. They are the most useless group in Liberia. The Zogos are more credible than the council of churches. I promise myself, if we are still being in a church in America, you cannot leave the church. We find that church from it's over $10 million churches. They are feeling because he appreciated it for most of our pastors, like they are my pastor leaving the church.
Thank you.
Just a useless guy. That's not the guy. I know him. Okay.
Thank you very much, Ishmael. Ishmael from the US. Thank you very much, Ishmael. We'll leave you right there. Let's talk to this person quickly from America. How are you? How you doing?
Hey, okay, how you doing?
We're great. Quickly, no time. On a 1 minute.
Yeah, okay, you know, you talk about reconciliation and the council of churches. It's the problem is, if you saw the guy, the secretary general of the council of churches, when he was called in the church, he had a knife. Look, you could see the ghost.
Our
You could
interest.
see the ghost in the man's speech. Yeah,
Our
I
interest.
know.
That's
I
all.
know the program. You could see the ghost because for the council of churches, as a council of church, as an organization, as a Christ-like organization, to be so deceptive, to go to tell the president we are to initiate peace, to lead peace. Are you serious?
You lead the president.
Are you serious? You lead the president who is kicking up Liberia. You lead the president that is referring to Liberia as dog. You lead the president that is telling Liberia that we're not going to create new land. You lead the president that is sponsoring the expulsion of the representative of a district. You lead the president that people homes have been broken and destroyed. You leave that president so that you not the Liberians. You go to somebody who's not president, who the information ministry is abuse every day. Look, okay, one of the things that President Weah did during his administration was to deny all of his ministers, the minister, assistant ministers. He said he didn't want to see anybody on Facebook. And that's the reason that was one of the suspension for Eugene Fagon. Eugene Fagon first suspension as deputy minister for information and public affairs was because of Facebook business.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. We leave you right there. We will leave you right there and go over and talk to this other person. Hello. How are you? How you doing? Go ahead. Let's hear you.
Hey, Oliver, how you guys doing there? I know you guys are pressed for time, but I just wanted to add a few things to the conversation.
So go ahead, Mr. Dapo.
It's very important. My first thing here is so the question for me, so I can go through. Is Liberia at war right now?
Liberia is not at war. So let's.
Then why President Boga calling for peace?
I don't
Why
even.
is he calling for peace?
I don't even know. The council of churches are the ones calling for it.
Okay, so the council of churches should understand that even during the day of Dole, the reason the council of churches came to reality is because there was intense conflict between Dole and a certain part of the country. But we don't see that. And for the most part, we have been a symbolic image of peace, not only in Liberia, but around the world. Even when it comes to racial tension, next month, President Weah should be in the United States here preaching about racism and racial equality in this country, in the country and all over the world. So I don't understand. But here's what I want to say here. Why it is true that United Parties are saying that President Boga was entitled to a benefit. That's what I wanted to understand. President Weah, when he was in power, there is something called authority. He has the authority to have said no or yes. So it doesn't matter whether you are president, somebody entitled to something. It's the good heart. The president said on the opening the last time that he was asking those who needed help, they neglected the help. That is character. That's not policy. That's not constitution. So whatever President Boga is doing, we need to ask. I think Jerome mentioned something very important that has to do with authority. The president was in the air. He had the authority to say, let the man land. But he used that authority in the wrong way to say the the land. He used that same authority again to say the mentioning partially VIP laws. So the authority is not what the Constitution says. It is the behavior of the person who is in charge of what's going on. If President Boga needs peace, we have the office of the ombudsman. That office was established to ensure that stability maintained in the country. If President Boga needs peace, he needs to review the document that was sent to him by the U.S. State Department in 2025 about human rights and extrajudicial killing in the country. That is the peace that he needs. But here's the thing that I'm trying to drive out here. He thinks that when he brings George Weah to the table and they have the peace conference, then he has won everything. He has healed the country. My advice to President Weah, let him put Kimiyang together with other guys and let them go attend he shouldn't go down there. That's my thought. And then lastly, I professionally would suggest that President Weah should never ever respond to Daniel Sanders at all. You know, Oliver, you know why? I think it's about time that scientists that study baboon behavior for intelligence, they need to start to study Unity Party people because there's no intelligence in that party. Thank you.
We'll leave it right there. The red meat. You're ready to put the red meat. So we'll leave it right there and take at least 4 calls quickly. Then we call it a day under 30 seconds. Go ahead quickly, no time.
Good evening, KOK.
Good evening.
Yeah, my dear brother. We are not at war, and the Council of Churches were created during our civil crisis here. Now, you know, just what you are saying, we are in various churches. Sometimes, if you look at our churches, our pastors, sometimes you don't want to go to church, you say you want to just take the Bible, you read, you pray to your Lord, you read there. Because the church is supposed to be the council of churches that will help the children of Christ to speak that the right thing is done in the country. Especially when the president is going wrong, the president only prove it. This is what you are doing, but you are not doing it the right way. Because the council of churches, there are a group of people that are very greedy and only working in the interest for money. When that money is paid to them, like honor the using Pastor Joseph Walker-led government, the people now become part of the partisan of Unity Party. Now, if you okay, they are not talking. Nobody talk. Today, it has just been going to say, hey, the whole world, we told you about the men are competent. And you calling you for 19, taking you people to be elected. So let them go back to the process and know that the bugger have been doing wrong.
Okay, thank you, Louis. We'll come to the other question. Hello, go ahead.
Okay.
Yes, sir. Let's take it back. Go ahead.
Just we say we just want to. You see those people, that kind of way they are. So anything else, we just because of the breast, we are bushing. But these people, they are right. They're arrogant. Then what you have to do for them? Nothing. These people. Anyway, they don't be with you people. In Jesus' name.
Amen. Thank you very much. Thank you. We will talk to the other person. Go ahead. Let's hear you. 1 minute.
Yes. Okay. Good afternoon. Good evening.
Good evening. Let's hear you.
Good evening to Alexa and then Jerome.
Oh, no. It's interrupted. Let's talk to this person. Hello, go ahead. 1 minute. How are you? Hello? Hello? Okay. Let's go to the other one. Hello, how are you? Go ahead.
Why is that? Do you want to see what in your country? That bishop, my own country, you didn't find him there. That man, the story, he said, you by your good, you carry man, and then I carry man, you. I saw you what the Konati Kofa. And you know, as a bishop, as a man, you know, as Konati Kofa, you want to legitimate people. Then you went to Konati, why you put a photo, make your phone. But you said, and you went down there before Papa, so you can say you started there, you didn't know, listen to the other. My own people is going to get you know, you didn't buy the bishop, I couldn't find it. They all and check too. You didn't buy the bishop, where were they?
Okay. We leave it right there. Let's talk about another person. Hello, how are you?
Yeah, kind of fine. This is Francis Benita Western, which I join you from Central Virginia.
Go ahead.
Let me just make my own contribution with your own statement. You know, the road to heaven is not passing anybody's age. It's not passing anybody yet. Nobody has to get approval before you can go to heaven. You know, since the demise of the late Marco Francis and that of Shaka Puma, the religious atmosphere in this country have turned upside down.
All of them take a full member.
All of them now are stepping from dancing and pushing for their own better over moral ethics and what have you.
All of them looking for Catholic.
I just saw just few minutes ago on Front Page Africa page that the four council of churches here or to Brown. After all these days that Braga said this thing, and now he asked Braga to make everything. He tried to like redeem his image. And you see how funny it is? You see how demeaning it is?
That wasn't Braga called dog.
You see that kind of thing there, my brother? Look at why the country is now proceeding. And like you said, people who are threatening people to should know conflict resolution. Somebody who is critical at the person you go to. The person who picks up at the person you run to. Not the person who is teacher and is son. Why should you call President Weah to go to happen? I like the way General put it. President Weah should never get that credit. You should send the least people in the city to go and send invitation. Thank you, man.
Okay, thank you very much. Thank you very much. We'll leave it right. In fact, and I believe people. We just say during your manager to operate. If I had that authority, let's talk to Abraham Connett. We'll go home. Abraham Connett, go ahead. Your line was interrupted.
No, thank you very much. I appreciate the call, man. Listen, okay, I just want to set the record straight on something. Mr. Moses Black died as a former president of the Republic of Liberia. He succeeded as Taylor.
That's right.
He turned over to Judy Bryant. And he was never treated as a former president of the Republic. Evidence, if you have the time, your journalist can take the time and go speak to his wife. Okay, I just want to speak that. Secondly, when it comes to the religious leader in our country, I'm a Muslim, and I will always excoriate my own. Ali Cry is over there, he's saying nothing.
No, but Ali Cry is a member of one of the board. I bet you eating one of my.
Yes, at the National Food Authority, he's saying nothing.
Yeah.
And before the crisis in our country, you had an interfaith wherein both Christian and Muslim were together, like the life of Michael Francis,
Kafuma Kone,
and others. They managed to maintain the moral integrity of that nation. They were never in the positions. But today you got a bunch of sycophantic, greedy leaders, so-called religious in our country that don't deserve any respect in our place. And and the fact of the matter is that for you to talk about maintaining peace in our country, okay, the first thing is that the onus is on the second president, not the former president. You need to initiate that such as concern. But today you have the light of Sako, who happened to be an ambassador for Vodka. He's acknowledging the fact that the country is heavily divided, and it's the responsibility of the president to reach out. If the people that in government they are acknowledging that, what's wrong with the moral conscience of society, the quote unquote moral conscience of society? They're saying nothing because why? They are all in position to do it.
Thank you.
Case in point, you have one Suku, Reverend Suku, is excoriated Mr. Salim for speaking out, talking about she will unconditionally support the Unity Party. That's bad for the society, and they need to be held accountable for whatever is unfolding in our country currently.
Okay, thank you very much. Thank you very much, Amy Connett, Alexa, Jerome. We gotta go.
So we're already out of time.
We gotta go.
But before we leave, we'll be back here tomorrow. Maybe we'll have some highlights from today. But the president received an award, right? Not just any award, but
Peace Award.
So I think he's the right person for the Council of Churches to take your message to, because when you win an award, if it is based on merit, if it's meritorious, obviously you need to show that you deserve to win that award. So I think they need to go to him, and the award he won should be displayed. Yeah, that's all I have to say.
Jerome,
just a point. We want our audience to know. Yes, we are aware that the late President Blah was a legitimate constitutional president, but they didn't take over to Judy Bryant, but Puaka constitutionally. So Brian was just part of this peace talk. But all I would tell people, exactly that people will say they will not go to church because other people acting.
I know that Deacon can be win souls for
No,
God.
I'm not winning.
We must so friends, oh. Ha.
I'm not Deacon. I'm not winning soul. But it's not the right thing to do. Imagine Jesus saw all of us acting astray, and he's not going down. You will not be saved. Concentrate. God business not pain. God business not burning butter. God not tells him to go stand to your heart. It's a fellowship that rules and guidelines. So I'm not talking to you. Let me conclude. So don't mind anybody acting to you. Go to church, concentrate, and do your God business. Thank you.
We'll do it to our
And I'll say this to all of you out there. If your pastor, your bishop, part of the council of church members, and who can deliberately decide to see the right thing, put the abba on it, and be supporting Joe Baga because civil duty put on payroll. And you don't want to go to the church, don't go there. Because you pay your due, your tithe, your offering. They will use it if you buy LEC, buying generator, the way calling out good. And when the film unit will go sit down radio and we talk yama yama. Enter the churches, when they're not getting food to eat, they will be talking the right thing in the country. So I support Alexa.
Oh, thank you so much.
We to heaven with all I want.
Yes,
Until then, have yourself a wonderful time. God bless you. Bye bye.